The village of Saharpur rested quietly between a wide river and a line of dusty hills. For most of the year, life there moved at a gentle pace. Farmers woke before sunrise, children walked to the small school near the banyan tree, and elders spent their evenings sharing stories as the sky faded into orange and purple. The people of Saharpur believed they had seen every kind of difficulty life could offer: droughts, floods, poor harvests, and loss. Yet, nothing had truly tested them until the year the storm arrived. Among the villagers lived a young man named Ion. He was not the strongest, nor the richest, nor the loudest voice in the village. In fact, many people barely noticed him. Ion worked as a helper at the river docks, carrying goods, repairing boats, and assisting fishermen. What set him apart, though, was something invisible: his calm nature. No matter how hard the work became or how sharply others spoke, Ion remained steady. When people argued, he listened. When tempers flared, he spoke slowly. Some villagers admired him, but many misunderstood his calmness as weakness. "Why don't you ever fight back?" one of the dock workers once asked him. Ion smiled softly. "Because anger doesn't lighten the load," he replied. The man laughed and walked away, convinced Ion would never survive real trouble. That belief was shared by Rashid, a wealthy grain trader who controlled most of Saharpur's food supply. Rashid was clever, quick-tempered, and proud. He believed strength meant control and fear. To him, calm people were easy to crush. "You're too quiet, Ion," Rashid once said when Ion delivered sacks of grain. "Life rewards those who shout the loudest." Ion bowed his head respectfully. "Life also listens to those who stay steady," he answered. Rashid scoffed. "We'll see." Weeks later, dark clouds began to gather beyond the hills. At first, the villagers welcomed them, hoping for rain to nourish their crops. But the clouds did not move on. They thickened, darkened, and stretched across the sky like a warning. One evening, thunder cracked so loudly that children screamed and animals panicked. Rain fell not in drops but in sheets. The river began to rise. By morning, Saharpur was in chaos. Water flooded the fields, swallowing crops. Small houses near the river trembled as the current grew stronger. People ran through the streets shouting, each voice louder than the last. Fear spread faster than the water. Rashid stood near his grain store, barking orders. "Protect the storage. Keep everyone away," he yelled. "This grain is valuable." Villagers argued with him. "We need food now." Panic turned neighbors against each other. Some tried to save their belongings, others searched desperately for their families. No one seemed to know what to do. In the middle of this storm, both outside and inside people's hearts, Ion stood still. He closed his eyes for a moment, took a deep breath, and focused. The river was rising, yes. People were afraid, yes. But panic would only make things worse. He climbed onto a wooden cart and raised his voice, not in anger, but with clarity. "Listen to me," he called. Few people heard him at first. Thunder drowned his words, but he kept speaking, steady and calm. "The river will keep rising if we panic or not. We must act wisely. Those near the river, move to the school on the hill. Boats should be tied together for rescue. Food must be shared fairly." His calm voice cut through the noise like a steady drumbeat. People paused. Someone recognized him. Another listened. Slowly, the shouting softened. An old fisherman stepped forward. "He's right. We need order." Others nodded. Ion didn't argue or command. He explained, step by step, what needed to be done. He assigned small groups, some to help elders and children, some to secure boats, some to gather food. Even Rashid hesitated. His shouting had achieved nothing, while Ion's calm had brought focus. "Open the grain store," Ion said to him, gently but firmly. "Hunger will only bring more chaos." Rashid's face tightened. "This grain is my livelihood. And these people are your village," Ion replied. "A storm takes everything from those who hold too tightly." For a long moment, Rashid said nothing. Thunder rolled again. Finally, he exhaled sharply and unlocked the store. The storm raged for 2 days. Rain battered rooftops. The river overflowed its banks. Some homes were lost, but no lives were. Every frightened child was held. Every elder was sheltered. People took turns, supported one another, and followed the calm rhythm Ion had set. When the storm finally passed, Saharpur looked wounded, but alive. Mud covered the streets. Broken fences lay scattered. Crops were damaged. Yet the people stood together, exhausted but grateful. In the quiet after the storm, Rashid approached Ion. I thought strength was loud, he said slowly. I thought control came from fear. Ion wiped mud from his hands. True strength stays steady when everything shakes, he replied. Rashid nodded, humbled. You were the calm in the storm. Word of what Ion had done spread quickly. People who once ignored him now greeted him with respect. Yet Ion did not change. He returned to the docks, carrying goods, helping boats, speaking gently. One evening, a young boy asked him, Ion, weren't you scared? Ion smiled. Of course. Calm doesn't mean you feel no fear. It means you don't let fear decide your actions. The village slowly rebuilt. Fields were replanted. Homes repaired. Relationships, once strained by panic and pride, grew stronger. From that day on, Saharpur taught its children a new lesson, not just about storms of rain, but storms of life. They learned that anger spreads chaos, that shouting clouds judgment, and that in moments of crisis, the calm heart becomes a guiding light. Because when the world shakes, when fear rises like floodwater, the greatest strength is not in force or noise. It is in being the calm in the storm.